Alrighty, so you're a plate DPS and you want to demolish all of the Timewalkers. Well, let's get you the gear to do that. So, for your first piece being your helmet, you're going to want to get the Siege of Orgrimmar Tier 16 set. Now, the helmet being for plate, it's going to give you a red socket, so you're going to be able to place a strength gem in it. Really good. Socket bonus is strength, and of course the meta socket can be placed with a legendary gem from Mista Pandaria. This one being 20 crit rating and chance of melee or ranged hit to gain capacitance, which is just a buff that gives you all bigger hits, pretty much. That's the only way to put it. So you're going to want to get that tier 16 one, giving you that item and giving you a little boost. As for your neck piece, now the neck piece doesn't really have a super one for plate DPS, unfortunately. I would say your best bet is if you have a neck piece with a socket that you manage to get from WAD, that actually would be a pretty good viable choice, in my opinion. But as for neck pieces, I look through all of them. There's none that really have any kind of pertinence or special damage. Nothing that's going to give you a overpowering boost, because sockets are really where you get your big boost. And I looked at jewel crafting necks even, and there really wasn't anything. I mean, you had this one, but this is dodge and crit, and the socket bonus not that great. So in terms of necks, if you're a plate DPS, don't worry too much about the neck. Not gonna find something great for every single Timewalker. Now, mind you, there are some really nice necks in Wrath of the Lich King that would be viable in Wrath of the Lich King and Burning Crusade, but it's not going to be viable once you get up to Cataclysm. You're going to want just a higher item level neck, so whatever neck you're wearing right now, just use that. That's really what you go with. Now for the shoulders. The shoulders, best ones you could possibly get, you have to be on Siege of Orgrimmar, and you have to be at least Heroic or Mythic, and they're off of Garrosh himself. It is the Tusks of Manaroth, which is a really sought-after transmog too, so if you manage to get this, you're doing pretty well. But it has 3 red sockets, which is beastly for a shoulder piece, just amazing. And of course its socket bonus is extra strength, so definitely the best shoulders you could possibly have for Timewalkers, because that's a lot of strength gems. And of course you could further increase these with an Inscriptionist, who is going to make you the item enchantments, and you'll have the this one here. Is it this one? No, it's this one down here. You can make the 15 strength, 5 crit. You can put it on your shoulders, even increasing them farther. So for the chest piece, you're going to want to pick up the Siege of Orgrimmar Tier 16 set again, which would be okay, Siege of Orgrimmar Tier 16 set, and the DPS sets all have 3 red sockets for the plate DPS ones. So really good there. Gonna give you a big boost in your strength gems and everything. Socket bonuses, of course, strength, and now you would have the 2-piece at this point. Now for your wrists, you're gonna want Cataclysm and Dragon Soul off of Morchok. He has a pair of wrists right here, which give a socket bonus of strength, a red gem, and a 13 crit 6 mastery. But of course, it's for the socket bonus. Moving on to weapons. Now, weapons is kind of a gray area, because if you have Shadowmourne, I would absolutely recommend using Shadowmourne if you're doing a Wrath of the Lich King or BC Timewalker. No competition for a legendary. Shadowmourne is a beastly weapon. I mean, if you look at it, it just has an amazing proc, frankly, and it's going to do really well if you're in a Timewalker from Wrath or Burning Crusade. But once you get to the Cataclysm Timewalkers, it's not really viable anymore. So if you want to be farm, or if you already have Shadowmourne when you're doing those, go ahead and use it. There's absolutely no reason you shouldn't. Now, if you don't want to go to the effort of farming Shadowmourne, and you just want a weapon that's going to be viable in all of them, from Terrace of Springs, which is in Cataclysm, you're going to get a two-hander. Let me see. I think it's off Shaw Fear. Yes. It's going to give you the two-hander. It has a Shaw Touch gem. So, of course, you've got a beastly two-hander, which, with Shaw Touch gems, you can add the legendary gem from Mr. Pandaria, giving you an additional 31 strength, and you can add the Eye of the Black Prince, which gives you another socket. So you could add another strength gem. Definitely going to beef you up there. Now, if you're a dual-wielding class that uses one-handers, you can pick a Shaw Touch weapon off of the exact same boss. So in Terrace of the Endless King, or Endless Spring, you can get this one-hander, Shaw Touch, so you could add the gem and the additional socket, just like that, like this weapon. And another good one-hander that you could add an additional socket to is from Throne of Thunder and Iron Quan. This sword right here, red socket, strength bonus, so really good. And you can add another socket to it with the exact same item, because it says specifically, and I know this for a fact because I played then, that you can add items from Thunder King. Any of the weapons, you can add this. So you would be able to add it to it. So really good. Fear of Fury Warrior, since you're using two-handers, you're going to need, the two-hander off of the Shaw Touched one, but you're also going to need a second two-hander, which you can find off Shen, and you can add a socket to it as well. I don't remember which one. There it is. No, I lied. There it is. I'm browsed over it so many times. But this is the two-hander you'll go with. You can add another socket to it, just like the other one. So you're going to get your red socket bonus with +4 strength, and then another socket for another red gem. Really good. And combined with your Shaw Touch weapon, you're going to have a lot of strength. Now, if you had Shadowmourne, like I said, use Shadowmourne for Wrath of the Lich King and BC dungeons, but it could take so long to farm Shadowmourne, and usually need somebody helping you, simply because you can't solo most of the, well, you can't solo just one of them, pretty much. It's the blood infusion. Okay, for the gloves, you're going to want to go to Dragon Soul, take your tier 13 set of gloves. So you're going to get the gloves, give you a red socket, and it's putting you one step closer to your two-piece set. So you'd get the red socket and then one of your two pieces. So really good there. Pick those up. And moving to your waist. The waist is off of Hagara. You can get this waist right here. It gives you 2 red sockets and a strength socket bonus. But with crafting and blacksmithing, you can add an additional socket to it, giving you 3 sockets where you could put 3 red gems. That's a lot of sockets for your waist. Okay. Now, for the legs, you're going to get that second piece for your tier 13 set off of Dragon Soul. So it's going to give you 3 red gems. Except for Paladins, you get 2 red and 1 yellow for your ret, but still that 2-piece socket bonus increases Crusader Strike damage by 15. It's worth it. Instead of going for a 3 red gem, you're going to want that, of course. So yes, you'll pick up your 2 set piece from your tier 13 legs. And for the feet, you're going to be in Dragon Soul once again. It comes off of Warlord Zon'ozz. Warlord Zon'ozz has a boot, which gives you 2 red sockets. The red socket gives you 4 strength again, and 12 crit, 12 mastery. So you're going to be able to stack a bunch more strength gems with that. For the ring, you should have 1 of the rings, of course, being your legendary ring, giving you the beastliness, and your second ring would come from Cataclysm again in Dragon Soul off of Ultraxion. This ring, being the Curled Twilight Claw, gives you the red socket, 2 strength socket bonus, and the crit mastery, whatnot. But it's mainly for the socket bonus, of course. Now, for the trinkets. The Spine of Deathwing offers a flat strength bonus from the Eye of Unmaking. It gives you a bonus, and if you're chain pulling fast enough, you'll never lose this bonus because it lasts 10 seconds, and I assure you the flat strength bonus is definitely worth it in the end. For your second one, I always say that the crafted inscription ones from WAD, the crafted inscription ones, aren't too bad. They give you a flat strength bonus plus a proc for crit rating. It's really whatever. If you have all the other gear and you've made it to this point, I assure you you're already a beast and your trinket's not going to make that much of a difference. But if you want to, that's what I always suggest using, is simply those. So yeah, that's all the gear you're going to want to get. You'll be an absolute god of DPS once you obtain all this. And thanks for watching. Hope it helps somebody. If it did, please give it a like. And if you're not already, subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. And yeah, have a good day.